getting the Kenya we want and how we participating.
Bila gava kunitafuta, kuniabduct. Nataka Kenya yenye tunaweza pata kazi kwa rahisi. Namaliza kusoma, namaliza kwenda shule and then napata job. Si ati nakuja kustruggle hapa hivi kwa streets and all that. Let us come out, tuchague viongozi wazuri. Tuchague hawa viongozi wenyewe watakuwa natusikiza. Viongozi wenyewe tunaongea, hakuna kutisha. Tukitafuta kazi, tunaweza pata kazi in any office bila corruption, bila nini. Otherwise, thank you very much.
I want to talk about the Kenya that I want. We would love to have a Kenya that youths can express themselves without fear, bila kuogopa. We would like to have a very free country. And another
this session by welcoming our panelists. So I'm going to give them each 1 minute to introduce themselves, maybe what they do, and just a 1 minute remark. Thank you. So we have Mr. Felix Anyona. You can begin.
Thank you, moderator. Before, my name is Felix Anyona. Felix Anyona is coming from Migori, and specifically, I'm coming from Muriri sub-county, North Kanyamkogo ward. And I see I'm also a member of NYC. The NYC is the National Youth Council. To add on top, I'm a teacher by profession, and I love young people. I love youth, and we are here to participate. Don't see me as now I hold the wisdom. The wisdom and the base of wisdom is coming from you guys. So feel free, and we are here to help each other. The Kenya I want to participate. Thank you.
Thank you, Felix. Mr. Dick.
Viva comrades, viva. More power to the people, more power. Who are the people? We are the people. Sindio? Kwa majina naitwa Dikorongo. I go by the name Dikizo, an artistic name. I'm a poet, an activist, a community organizer from Kisumu. Very lively discussion about the Kenya we want.
Thank you. Mr. Joseph.
Thank you so much. Hello, comrades. We are young people in Nyatike, a place called North Kadem. Professionally, I'm an administrator and management, and also politically, I'm a political animal and a political strategist. I'm here today to discuss how we can participate. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And for today's discussion, we are going to talk about the Kenya we want. We're also going to talk about then how, as young people, can we realize that particular Kenya that we want? And also how can political parties take us to the Kenya that we want? So I'm coming back to the panelists. What is the Kenya that they want? So we'll start with Joseph.
Thank you so much. What is the Kenya? Or tomorrow but one. It is indeed true that Kenya has gone transformative serious for so long. There are occasions back when we wanted maybe the Kenya you want. Today, the Kenya you want is a Kenya which has economic rights for all, which involves the economic rights. I want Kenya that after educating a young person, they are able to give them opportunities. They are able to give them room to exercise their...
Because we say we are in a constitutional democracy. Kenya is a constitutional democracy, and constitution is, katiba yetu ni social contract that have any representation as a people. We came down, sat down, agreed on certain rules and regulations that we are going to abide by. So once these rules that have been enshrined in the constitution, some even have a whole, like the legislature has a whole chapter, the judiciary has a whole chapter, and even independent bodies. So once we give people people power, because it's about the people. The power rests with the people. We are the sovereigns as the people. Then, once we donate some of that sovereignty so that a few people can representative roles for us, we expect them to do so abiding by the social contract. And that's why from the presidency down to the MCA, akiingia kwa ofisi, even the judiciary, they take the constitution. And that's what they swore in. They are sworn into office using. So once they say they are going to protect, defend, hatutaki Kenya yenye tunaona watu wanashikwa, watu wanapigwa risasi juu ya kuprotest, orders zinakuja from the highest office in the land that peaceful and unarmed protesters need to be shot in the leg, and that is coming from the highest office, from the executive. So these are things that I think we really need as a people to sit down and address. The dignity and sanctity of human life needs to be respected. Article 43 ya katiba yetu inaongelea economic and social rights. Hiyo ni highest attainable standard of healthcare, inaongelea education level inafaa kuwa wapi. Hizi vitu zote, that is the standard that, and they are collecting taxes. And this is the standard that we as the people demand. And these are standards that they knew and they swore by when they were entering into these offices. So sisi kama wananchi, when we say stop killing us, when we say we want services, when we say we want leadership that is a reflection of the Katiba and is a reflection of the values, Article 10 inaongelea national values and principles of governance. These are the things that we want our leaders to abide by. So we have weak institutions. How then do we use policy and regulations and legislation to even strengthen further these institutions to make in place and systems to guard our Katiba and the dignity and sanctity of human life in Kenya?
Thank you. That was very powerful. Mr. Felix, you can take it up.
Yeah, the Kenya I want. Going by the political parties that drive our Kenya, we know that power should rest on the people. That is the Kenya we want. But now, when we come to political parties and we follow the protocols of political parties, at the end of the tunnel, you will follow what the boss says. And if we follow what the boss says, now the power will not rest on the people. Let us take a case of ODM or any other party. If ODM is the majority in the parliament, and if the party leader says something, what will they follow? They will follow what the party leader says, not what the people want. No. So going by the party, political parties will not get the Kenya we want. But one day I had a consultative meeting with the senator from Busia. He told me that the Kenya we want, or the Kenya I want, there are some positions should not be appointees. Positions like treasury. Treasury, if is the treasury, the person holding that office is being appointed, the guy will do what the boss wants, not what the allocation is needed for. If the person holding the office with the treasury is supposed to do what the people want, and if the people want is on the contrary with what the boss wants, then we will not dedicate his duty according to the constitution. So there are some need to be non-appointees. So the Kenya we want power to rest on the people. That's my take.
Thank you so much, Mr. Felix. We've just been joined by Mr. Derek Odira. Maybe you can introduce yourself and then tell us what is the Kenya you want to see, or what is the Kenya that you want.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. National Youth Council spokesperson, Migori County hapa, Pedetuko. I have just 1, 2, 3 to pass across. One, that is the Kenya we want. Number two, we want good leadership and governance when the oversight and the bad legislation. So we just want a good legislation whereby we can be represented and youths being misused and damned, youths are being killed. We don't want to get that. We want youths to, in that negotiation table, what is our share as young people? Because majority of us being misused come from a very humble backgrounds. Even getting a better education is not easy for some of us. And as majority of us here comes from a very humble background. We go to school to lead, get knowledge, and also empower ourselves. We want the government to empower people, both in finance, both in leadership. We want scholarships. Like today, the 44th president of the United States of America was Barack Obama. Through the scholarship, his father went to the US through the scholarship of Tom Mboya Sr. We want such initiatives so that one day me and you can lead not only in Kenya, but also in abroad. We want to speak out. We don't want to be just misused, damned, we be the errand boys and errand. We want to be groomed so that tomorrow when I knock in that office, I find a youth there. Tomorrow when I go to that business, I find a young person there. Irrespective of my religion, color, clan, and whatever. As long as I'm a youth, I'm qualified, I deserve that opportunity. And to the fellow youths, we are not enemies. The only enemy under the sun is poverty. That is the only enemy I know. So, and when we meet at the top, young people, let's collaborate. The elites are collaborating at the top, while the young people are fighting at the top, so that we can grow together and bring change and make society better than it was. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we've listened. Young people want to experience and really enjoy their economic rights. They want access to opportunity. They want to represent other young people. They want a non-violent Kenya. They want freedom of speech and really enjoy their human rights. Young people want power to rest with the people. They want to participate in decision-making spaces, and not only to participate, but to meaningfully participate in those decision-making spaces. And also we want to experience good leadership and governance. And another issue is empowerment across various sectors and just collaborating as young people. So I want to open the floor to reaction from a few of you on what is the Kenya that you want. So maybe if we could get a helping hand. So you can raise your hand if you want to make a contribution. Thank you.
Your Green Mind Alliance that is operating within Migori County and also extending beyond the borders. And we just talk, but no actions. But no actions. We have plans, never implemented. We have plans, never implemented for decades and decades. For decades and decades. Therefore, Kenya want is where teachers are. Therefore, Kenya want is where teachers are valued. For example, valued. For example, an oginganya buoga. An oginganya buoga. Leaders who are not, who are very merciless and who do not care about, and therefore they render the Article 1 of the Constitution dysfunctional. They render it they don't respect it. Therefore, Kenya I want is where leaders are being held accountable. Right now in Migori County, we are talking about in Migori County we have an empowerment program ongoing, and you will hear that
it will yield around 30 million or 50 million. And we have a bridge that is connecting businesses in Migori County. And we are still having recurrent expenditure in our counties. And the development is about 2% in our counties. The Kenya I want the county government devolved system of governance. As I finish, I want Kenya that are not puppets to the developed nations. We have areas within CBD or in Nairobi where only Indians or where Chinese are the ones operating. We are still in colonial. Budget imemekiwa ya 4.8 trillion and 2 trillion is going to paying debts. And also revenue inakuja 1 point something trillion. Meaning you still have, there's a very funny system that borrowers are using, that wanakupea activity ufanye, unaenda kukopa, alafu ukishafanya, political parties ziko, tunastahili participate kwa political parties. And those political parties, ukiangalia the main owners of those parties, wananchi wene wanastahili kusaidika. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I'd wish to request we keep it at 1 minute or less than 1 minute so that
Thank you very much. My name is Kajuni from Sona East, Migori County, Gojope Ward. The Kenya I want. The question I'm asking in my own meeting with my senses, we are more involved in politics by these politicians but a status quo is developed after they have gotten the leadership. The aspirants or the politicians in power, most of the times they enjoy, they interact with us in everything in terms of manifesto making. But when it comes to leadership after getting, then that is where now favoritism arise, nepotism arise, are involved in decision making. We can have a better Kenya where everybody, more so the youths like us, are involved the meeting tentatively. Because you find, you go, you put up your mind, we should involve ourselves in decision making and everything. Here again, the Kenya is the location of job opportunities. You find, for example, here in Migori, you just know when there is a governor from opposition for what they believe in.
Okay, maybe we can have a lady contributing.
Blue word. Of course, Kenya you want? Naweza sema Kiswahili ama mimi nataka Kenya yetu pia nini? Iko hata Kenya ya agriculture. Iko na agriculture tutengeneze hata nini? Tunaweza panda maize, tobacco, beans, etc. Si mambo tu na
Please give her time. Please give her time.
Nimeshasikiza nini issues zenu hadi mimi yangu pia imenibana sana nikaamua tena niseme.
Please go ahead. Thank you. Maybe I'll take the last six. Six and keep it at 1 minute.
Okay, Lekorokoni. I'm Joe from Suna East. The Kenya I want is that I want people who are aged to, because they used to call us leaders of tomorrow. By the time leaders of yesterday have locked themselves in the office and swallowed the key, now they are behaving like a stubborn landlords. Yeah? We have what we call life. You will just give me 1 more minute. We have what we call life. Life contains 4 letters, and each and every letter has a meaning. Yeah, to be at a stage of hand waiting for his or her death, but this person is still in implementation. What is he or she doing? How will I get an opportunity also to go and implement? That is Kenya I want, and I want it starting from now. Very good, I've done.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, man. Si nyinyi ni Wajaluo wote?
No, not everybody.
Not everybody?
Yeah.
To talk. All Migorians in this house will be given an opportunity.
It's okay.
One.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, the Kenya I want. Okay, I've heard Mr. Rico talked about the NYC. Mr. Rico, before we move out from this house, I will just request you to at least give us some the structure or the roles of the National Youth Council, because me personally, I might not know some of the structure there, so that I'm part of it, but there are some structures that I don't know. Like the other time, I don't know why the election was stopped. And you said that you are a part or a leader. I'm a Migorian and I don't know you. So I will just request that you at least give us some structure or the roles of the NYC. The role number 1, we should create a civic education to our from Wasimbe to what in the village there can know that there are some opportunities in the county government. There are some opportunities in national government, because not everyone or not every person has a smartphone. So when we can create a space for our fellow so that we can teach them the civic education. You know, the civic education entails a lot of things. We can learn. Now, we are doing what we call voter registration. And you know, I normally went to constituency. I've gone around in each and every part. You know, when you approach your fellow register as a voter, because if you register as a voter, so we need to teach them that even if Raila died, life must continue because we are the leaders of tomorrow. Otherwise, thank you. Life must continue because we are the leaders of tomorrow. Otherwise, thank you.
Thank you.
It's governed by youth. So, we should call for a referendum. Insert age bracket for MCAs positions. 2, all deputies should be left.
The last 2. Maybe You get one from.
Thank you, Madam. I'm Bolden Nation. I'm a disappointed human being because, as you can see, this is the only Kenya that youth is best, but the PS for youth affairs. I would excuse if it was a PS for old people. But this is a PS for youth affairs. And there is nobody talking about them. Nobody talks about Cecil because Cecil was murdered. You all know what happened. If you say, you will say what you've done under the youth department. You will be killed thoroughly. The Kenya that we are in is a Kenya where anybody speaks his mind and goons are coming for you, sponsored by the state. This is the only Kenya that we have youths in some department. We want to be in the position in some department. We want to be in the position of an MC or an MP because I'm a youth. You can be a goon. You can be a murderer. Youth. You can be a goon. You can be a murderer. You can be very selfish. You can be very selfish. You were a youth, yes, but your morals dominate Nyans. There is a political party that dominates Central. There is one political party that dominates Central. There is one for Nairobi. There is one for Coastal for Nairobi. There is one for Coastal. Every region. Therefore, you want to do something. You want to do something for your people. You get money for NGCDF next time. We are lagging behind because of this domicile. We are lagging behind because of these domicile party leaders. So that there is nobody who can execute their duties. But you want to tell your party leader that you are so loyal to him unless and then you have those people who voted for. So kindly and then you have those people who voted for. So kindly, Madam. Yeah, I know you will go to Homa Bay. Tell the people of Tell the people of Homa Bay that if you want a good Kenya, don't
matter. A Kenya where I believe young people can explore agriculture, a Kenya where people can enjoy diversity, a Kenya where young people can fully participate in political. I want a Kenya where political parties do not favor individuals in a way that if you don't know anybody's, do not favor individuals in a way that if you don't know anybody or come in a certain, the so-called supreme in quotes, come in a certain, the so-called supreme in quotes family, then you don't have a room to vie. And then Nyaboke again is saying young people should be and decision making. And lastly, Rosalind Belinda is saying, I want a Kenya where media at home. So that is the online audience. Keep interacting on the live chat and using the hashtag to participate to post on your social handles. So please feel free to take those selfies and also give more insights on it. And also hashtag the Kenya we want. You can also use other hashtags, Occupy parties or Jaza parties. So yeah, 1 minute for the selfies so you're able to post and share your thoughts online using the hashtag to participate. As we continue with that, please remember to use hashtag to participate, hashtag the Kenya we want, or the Kenya I want. And also, back to our panelists, I'm going to throw in a question for Mr. Eric and Mr. Joseph to respond. Doing what they know best that can really help them realize the change So we are the change that we want. So how then does the government
Structure in the NYC. Structure in the NYC. He said that he may not know Kiongozi.
Yeah, so maybe
Is for one, we must have 6 delegates at this ward level. Constituency we have 2. Then the national we have also other structures. Tom sitting here is still the spokesperson of the NYC, Migori County, until that until October onwards. If we conduct the election on October, fine. If we from your constituency, we will negotiate with you at the top. We will collaborate when we meet there at the top. Okay, the community. Are you also empowered first? Because hata saa hii tukianza hesabu hapa, kama mtu alikuwa anaantai watu hapa, I start with the number 1, mimi. Nikienda hivi, training, mentorship and programs, peace cohesion campaigns, linking mentorship and programs, peace cohesion campaigns, linking members to government programs, Kio, Ajira, Digital and Ways of Fund. So, as young people, there is one I identify. So that is what we want. Thank you. Hiyo ingine nitaanza, nitajibu after Joseph.
Right,
it's
thank
okay. Let me just bring us back to our discussion. The question was, young people have been frustrated. They have done petitions, they have done memos, their blood is on the streets. So how then can these frustrations translate to either through budgets, bills, policies, programs, and the different government institutions? So
that was made by a gentleman there, that stated that there was a public participation for a constituency here, and he never bothered to go there. What many people refer to as the Gen Z protests that started, which to many of us believe that was a decoy of a civil coup or civil disobedience. But once they are in the streets and the voices have been echoed, they are left there in the streets. People go behind rooms and back doors and after the protests, the government came forward and said, who are the leaders of the Gen Z? Because for the fact of the matter is, and be in charge of something, but you don't know how it was built. You may not reinvent the wheel. You may not come up with a new wheel. What did the Gen Z say, or the people who are proposing this, the proponents? They say we are partyless, we are leaderless. You remember that? So by the end of the day, what normally happens is, people will have their meetings. The Constitution requires them to sit and make bills. The Constitution requires them to sit to come up with budgets. But if you don't go there to air your views, you don't go there to tell them what you want, they will always put what they have because it's all about interest. And now if you go there, let us form our own structures. And let us use those structures to push for what we want in the society. If you want to push for that. But if you sit down and argue and complain, someone else will use a structure and influence, whether it's money or whatever it is, they will take that water to their village.
And does it mean to move from expression to organized participation of young people? And remember this particular segment, we are talking about how then can we...
Question. The Kenya we want is the Kenya that we are free to express ourselves, be it speech, be it in action. But as per the Constitution, as Felix Anyona, I feel that the youths are not given that total member point. the issue of gatekeeping. The issue of gatekeeping. The issue of gatekeeping is affecting the youth. I had one affecting the youth. I had one, and there are some positions that should be left for the youth. Ministries like sports, youth should be actively participating in sports. Maybe when it comes to county level,
organization, and then in terms of participations, budget making processes, with it, because it might not be a day, but with that particular endurance over time, then perhaps we could have change a better Kenya. Who actually has that particular power? A better Kenya. Who actually has that particular power to make most of the decision? And where does this that the young people want? Thank you.
Thank you. I think I'm an avid proponent of this say that we the people, and that there are structures, as Nani, my comrade here said, there are structures in how governments respond to issues. And the only way we can come for protests, youth came out in their numbers because there was an issue. They weren't mobilized. They were mobilized around issues. Nobody pushed people to the streets. People, the only things that pushed to the streets were issues, and we were coming out for that. So I agree there are structures, because if we are talking about, and this is where political parties come in, we want to also into distrust certain systems, and there's erosion of trust sana sana ikija kwa political parties. Sindio? Youth hawataki to engage. There's also issue ya industrialization. Someone spoke about that. Someone spoke about generational succession. Someone spoke about the need for arrests and how decisions are made. Then we come to realize that Gava, we can go to protest. But they have met a lot of youth who want to go and protest. Very eager. But ukimuliza umechukua kura, hajachukua kura. So you want to change leadership, but the power yenye iko kwa kuchange leadership, to even take that it's a process. Ndio ubadilishe leader, there is a process, then electoral process. Na inaanza kwa nomination, haianzi kwa general election. Inaanza kwa nomination. Wewe utaki participate kwa nomination. About us youth understanding democracy kuna structures. Na hizi structures sana sana kama ni gava tumetoka nje tunasema wacheni kutumada. Life ni meaningless for this government. That one has to be said in no uncertain terms. Our respect maisha ya vijana wanatuona ni kama sijui ni nini. So how then do we address that issue? That issue can only be addressed through legislation. Mnaelewa? Kama saa hizi kuna Victim Protection Act ya 2014. We are in 2026. 12 years later, nothing has been done. Victim Protection Act inaongelea Victim Protection Fund. Wanaangalia venye how victims are being identified. There's a board for that. The constitution yenye imepatiwa hiyo mandate ya kufanya hizo vitu. But the political class are very insistent on not even operationalizing that Victims Protection Act. Because policy lazima ifuatwe na budget. Kama hakuna budget, kama board, then that act is as useless as null and void. So once we understand ati kuna structures venye gava, because if we want victims walipwe na wenye wame commit hizi murders, because usually for what they have done there is an inaitwaje criminalized or enforced disappearance. Kenya is a party state to that treaty. But the political class wamekata kui, and that trick I think happened in 2007. By now, and 2010 ilikuwa ratified kwa katiba yetu, because that's when we were having a new dispensation. Until now, we have not as a country criminalized enforced disappearances. Enforced disappearances is tofauti na abduction. Abduction ni yenye tuseme mimi nimekuja nimekuchukua ili nikakupotea na wewe na mimi si gava. Enforced disappearance ni gava, because they have been given that authority by the state to make sure Article 49 of the person. Sisi wote gava imepatiwa security yetu. So when the government ndio sasa inatoka nje kukunyakua na kukuficha outside legal framework, then that becomes enforced disappearance, and that one needs to be criminalized, and that can only be criminalized through our legislative bodies. Tunaelewa? So penye power iko ni penye decisions zinamekiwa, na ndio maana youth walikam nje 2024 kusema occupy parliament, kwa sababu tulikuwa tunataka finance bill iangushwe, si ndio? Walikata kuangusha mbona? Because tulirealize wenye wanaenda bunge wameletwa na vyama, si ndio? Na orders wanachukua wapi? Kwa wakubwa party leader. So hawa say wako ndani ya bunge, lakini orders zinatoka kwa party leader, and this party leader anawa whip even though is outside the parliament through structures zenye ziko kwa. That's why you hear kuna deputy whip, kuna whip, kuna minority leader. These structures are there so that they can guide legislation. You can have a very good legislation na umeileta venye hiyo Victim Protection Act ya 2014, but haitapita kwa bunge. Even IBC wrote a very nice legislation on campaign financing and how that needs to be governed. Iko kwa bunge imelala kwa shelf because there is not that goodwill ya kusukuma hizi ziende kusipite hiyo process yote ipite, unaelewa? So sisi kama mavijana tushajua everything. I've heard someone talking about the need for us to avoid political parties. That will be easier kama tunaenda revolution, unaelewa? Structures zote tunaweka chini, hakuna sasa structure, ni sisi wananchi kuchukua power, unaelewa? But kama still those structures are there, democratic structures, then we need to identify what are these avenues that we use to organize certain issues, and these are political parties. Organize them, and I always say chama ni wanachama. Once the only reason ODM is used to be strong in this region is because a lot of us were giving ourselves there. So once we identify other alternative parties that have competitive, and we can use them as tools for organizing to bring change and reform. So change mwenyewe hujachukua kura, number 1 utaki kuenda kwa electoral process. Number 2, nomination ya chama inafanywa na ni chama yenye maybe wewe una resonate nayo na wewe ni mwanachama, au wendi kwa nomination. Na nomination ndio inachagua nani ataenda kwa general election. Tayari usha lose out. Na kama ni policy za chama zinakuwa decided kwa organs za chama. The party structures. So if wewe unataka chama fulani kama DCP ama ODM ipush agenda yako na uko hapo ndani kuinfluence your agenda from hapo ndani, then they will not push that agenda because you are not there to bring that idea. So what we are saying, you political parties, na sisi party kubwa ati lazima zikuwe hizo, even that small party that you resonate with the ideology of that party, muki issues, mubi need to understand power iko kwa political parties, ndo zina make decisions zote, hadi bei ya chakula, finance bill, kila kitu. But we can only change that from within, not from without. So chama tunafanyana nazo, tunaachana nazo, ni heri to the revolution, watu waanze from scratch. But kama hakuna revolution, chama ndio structure in our numbers and influence the decisions being made within those political parties. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Diki. So that was so passionate. I believe you can talk about that. When young people want jobs, when young people want better governance, when young people want better opportunities, then they must ask themselves where these leaders are made. I mean, how can they bargain in these particular negotiating tables? So that brings us to the climax of today's conversation on how parties can help us attain. Parties can help us attain. Take us to the Kenya we want. Take us to the Kenya we want. The benefits of being in a political party. The benefits of being in a political party. Maybe the challenges are with that. Maybe the challenges are with that. Or post the election or post the election periods.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Post the election periods.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now.
Periods.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, political parties have manifestos. Their philosophies, they have manifestos. Their philosophies, their manifestos become policies of a country, Kenya. That's why we have policies of a country, Kenya. That's why we have currently the UDA government or Kenya Kwanza government talking. There was the UDA government or Kenya Kwanza government talking. There was Malala before he moved to DCP. The reason why those people are there to DCP. The reason why those people are there is to streamline those manifestos that are there, those manifestos that are there with the policy and informing governments. There are so many tiers of government. Forming governments, there are so many tiers of government. Government is placed in the executive arm government. There are so many tiers of government. Government is placed in the executive arm government. If you want to go, government is placed in the executive arm government. If you want to go to the National Assembly, either as an elected leader or a nominated leader, you must belong to a political party. Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much. So maybe entirely as a country, we can achieve a revolution, or maybe experience different reforms in different policies, budgets, and laws.
Okay, thank you. As I started my contribution for bargaining for power. Without political party, you can't rule in Kenya. That is very true. You can't rule in Kenya. That is very true. So the influence and what not to forget. And what not to forget for. And now they majorly depend on the decision of the party leader. Not on the decision of the voters. So
it's really pardon? It is just give me a minute. It is important for young people to participate in political parties, because that.
Yeah, I just want to add something. A minute. Okay, a minute. Okay, it's also difficult for. So I would just like to urge my fellow people, young people, that if you have ambition, of becoming a leader tomorrow, all political parties. It is not easy to get these party tickets, but there are several political parties and even independent, because. So I would just advise my fellow young people. Yes, true, political parties can take us somewhere. But if you don't have, once you are there, utapewa resources. All MPs, once you are there, utapewa resources. All MPs, 290 constituencies, wanapewa CDF. Haijalishi 290 constituencies, wanapewa CDF. Haijalishi you are from which political party. All the governors, wanapewa.
But when you are talking about legislation, we are talking about changing policies. We are talking about shifting narratives about service delivery to the people. You will not do anything. We can see even Governor Anini, a dominant faction that is making decisions in that wing. In the minority side, there's a dominant faction that is making decisions in that, is that even in the parliament, the majority of the work is done in committees. 80% ni committees. Mmesikia kitu inaitwa PAC, si ndio? Public Accounts Committee. Kuna nini? They don't get in there. So they can't influence any decision. So when we are talking about influencing decisions and changing policy and legislation, it has to happen through political parties. To join political parties and organize within those structures.
Thank you so much. So before we get back to the audience, I have one last question for. Just give me a minute. So, Mr. Felix, there's a lot of frustration. Young people feel that parties are closed, parties are transactional, parties are only...
Okay, we have to engage in political parties because there is no any other way you can get to the top without a political party. That is one. We feel very, very bright when it comes to ideology.
So why then should young people continue participating?
We have to
To that particular question. Definitely young people are feeling that question. Definitely, young people are feeling that frustration. They feel like the political parties are closed. They feel like the political parties are closed. They are transactional. They feel like the parties just use them for the sake of use. They feel like the parties just use them for the sake of using them during the electioneering period. But why? Against all those. Eric, and then we'll close it. Mr. Joseph, if you have any addition to that.
Okay, thank you, madam. The reason is why we have to encouraging fellow youths to consent downs in the political terrain. Encouraging fellow youths to consent downs in the political terrains. Let us just participate fully so that we be heard, we be felt. If we don't just participate fully so that we be heard, we be felt. If we don't participate in whichever way, at even during electioneering period, if we don't vote, whichever way, at even during electioneering period, if we don't vote, we will get there. Once we get there, we will be part a cell of the journey. Even when it comes to being misused during voter registration, during electioneering period, so that when they benefit, we also benefit during electioneering period, so that when they benefit, we also benefit. Like coming here now, we did not just come here to listen. Like coming here now, we did not just come here to listen or to do the nasty things. We are here to be valued. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Again, we participate so that to help them identify their mistakes.
Maybe to say a few things over that. One of the reasons why young people just have to participate in political parties is because, two, is that sometimes also we have to look at the growth. Your growth as a young person. We probably need some level of resilience. Actually, it's not just political parties. I want to give you examples na Kenya vile iko. You know, Gachagua has realized that without ameenda akaanzisha nini? Chama. Why? And he can't buy. Hiyo ndio inaitwa Mungiki Promax. Why? Because that is the new power. An influencer influence what happens inside the government. So with us as young people, the only thing we need to do is to take a step further. Once we have joined these things, we have joined these movements, those people are spending money. When they come to you down here, wanataka mtu ya mkono. Sometimes you also have to be realistic. Because by the end of the day, minister ama PS, lakini hatuwezi kukupea hii. Tunakupea DC. But again, we also have just to accept that something is better than nothing, because to join CHAM. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So that means young people, there's nothing for us. We want to come back to the audience, and I would wish to have our responses and contribution towards this discussion guided without becoming blindly partisan. Number 3, what youth issues should political parties prioritize in this country? And then, what practical action can young people take after today? So, base your contribution and response one of those particular questions. Do I repeat the questions you're basing your contributions on? Okay, so number one, what should political parties, maybe we can just note down, what should political parties do differently to respond to youth priorities? And then number 2, how can young without becoming blindly partisan? How can young people influence parties without becoming blindly partisan? Number 3, what youth issues should political parties prioritize in this country? And then number 4, what kind of leaders should parties nominate? And lastly, what practical action can young people take? After today? So you're going to take 1 minute and you'll be responding to one question. Uchague swali moja among those 5 and respond to one of them. Ikienda sana, maybe 2 of them. So maybe the mic can go to the audience.
But in one word. I've listened to everything that was being said there, and now I think I'm on the side of understanding the context of this discussion. The context was occupy parties. Occupy parties.
No,
I realized
and to participate. Young people meaningfully participating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
now,
Occupy Party was just a hashtag.
That means that is my context now. Okay. Let me take it as my majority members. We can have a voice. I think in ODM we have people like even though you disagree in ODM. We have people like even though you disagree with them, I also disagree with them. People like I want us to be them. People like I want us to be informed. In Article 55 of our Constitution, the Kenyan Constitution, Article 55 of our Constitution, the Kenyan Constitution, it states, the state shall take measures agenda. The state shall take measures agenda. Nitasema hiyo baadaye. So I think we should join political baadaye. So I think we should join political party baadaye. So I think we should join political parties so for our future.
When legislatures are being appointed or nominated to the respective committees, there should be decide to be an independent candidate. That means you are very selfish. Sindio? Si wengine walikuwa kwa political parties na wewe umechagua kuenda peke yako. Therefore, you should not.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I want to respond to the question you asked about youth issues that the party should prioritize. I only have 2 registration. I have joined the party, but I'm far back at the bottom of the party. So when the time of decision making comes, you find that the tumbocrats, the everyone means the youths are still not represented. Number 2, you know, as youths, we don't have the party should prioritize. Once mtu ame struggle, ame join as a candidate, the party should prioritize how they can organize access to funding.
Ian, there is a hand there and here and here.
And maybe before I talk about the practical action that young people should take in realizing the Kenya we want, I'll maybe to just add on what I feel that is very important in realizing the Kenya we want. That the Kenya we want is one that we ordered when we achieved our independence. When we achieved our independence, we were expecting a nation that is free from disease, poverty, and ignorance. Today in West Pokot, there's a child who is dying because he cannot get simple basic. There's a woman who is dying giving birth. Dying giving birth 63 years after independence, when that is what 63 years after independence. That is not the Kenya that we want, but it is the Kenya that we have. The Kenya I want, constitution. A constitution that has captured everything that we aspire. And has also recognized that we are determined to live in peace and unity as one indivisible sovereign nation. But what Kenya do we have? What Kenya do we want? We want a Kenya where reformers have got an opportunity to produce leaders and representatives from the grassroots level. What the panelists have really elucidated, that it is really important that we use political parties as vehicles that will push us to realize the Kenya that we want. What's happening in Olkalau? What did our members as proponents, wenye wanasema kwamba ni waanzilishi wa the Kenya we want, ni sisi hapa. If we are the proponents of political parties to give our members the party certificate so that our members find themselves in the ballot. So it does not end there. The cohort rests on our shoulder, and we must make sure that we come with a proper plan that will ensure that our member who is vying in Kanyamlogi, member who is in a ward in Kisumu, we have got a way of tracking and monitoring that our member who is in Turkana, who is vying for a member of parliament, is doing this way. And that is possible because we did it to come down, make sure that if it is the Kenya we want, we must ask ourselves if we are ready to carry that load. We come up with a design and make us in power. Kama si hivyo, hii Kenya we want itabaki the Kenya we want. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. There was a hand here. Yes, question number 4 is what kind of leaders should parties nominate?
A party should nominate a leader who can lead us well in trust. Then another one, a leader who respects everyone.
Madam?
A leader who respects everyone, notice and aside a clear background, no violence, no hatred speech, and we should unite, not to incite. Amen.
Thank you.
On to the first question and the last one. So the first question was about what should political parties do differently. It gives guideline for almost everything. Number two, where the problem comes is the issue of nomination. If they do that, I think the issue of the independent candidates will not have. And this will make our political parties very strong. They will ask you, how much do you have? I know a friend of mine went to contest for an MP seat, million. Then he was asked, tuikelo manager dung choki, ne mama kacha, kilija dung choki. So you find that that man is very little, is a bone. Our political parties will be strong. Last one is kind of leaders that political parties should nominate. I think wao wanapenda tumbo yao, and that is the reason as why one of my friends here said that we need to lock door for those aged people. So GCDF, but the PMCs at the ward levels, you are being given, you are there to be seen but not to be heard.
Loyal to your party, respects the rule of law, and in everything that they do, respects the rule of law, and in everything that they do, they will all uphold the rule of law. Asante.
Thank you.
The main reason why we are here is to participate.
Thank you.
The main reason why we are here is to participate. We don't want to go other ways. And I want to tell our youth, it's two ways. Is that we be in a political party. Hate ODM, we have UDA. If you hate that UDA, to DCP. If you don't have UDA, if you hate that UDA, to DCP. If you don't want that DCP, go to DAP. If you don't want DAP, we have PPA of your Migori, of your say that they had the other day. Just join that party. If we are not going to do that, tutapiga stories of Noasi hapa hadi 20. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam, for giving me this opportunity again. It is well understood, Madam. I think you can again, I will request in humble way, wadwa ni mondo watim moro. Koro nwakwayo ni mondo uchak organize nwago. Ochako duoga chutne ka karban tololo ka.
Give us your closing remark. You can also tell us what young people must do to deliver the Kenya they want. Thank you.
Okay, so what happens after this awareness now? What are we going to do with this awareness? I think that's where we are now, and I think that's where I'll leave it off from. Is engage actively in these political parties, then we also need as youth to come and find structured ways of how we are going to relate. Even someone has spoken about protests. And now that we have an awareness about the importance and effect of political parties as decision makers, then why not, then do we not search tuseme kuna corruption inafanyika in your ward, in your constituency, in your county. Instead of kwenda kupiga kelele political class, but they have faces and they have names. Political class, but they have faces and they have names. Political party leaders need to be put into task about party leaders need to be put into task about corruption. A member of ODM, once you realize, because ODM regions have been lagging behind in terms of development, and every constituency is getting karibu 200 million per year. Years. So every county 13 times 2 inakuja ngapi? 2.6 billion. 13 times 2 inakuja ngapi? 2.6
billion imeingia kwa kila constituency. Mnaiona? Kwa nini mjeuliza ukiongeza na ons? Mnaiona? Kwa nini mjeuliza ukiongeza na on source revenue? Since 2013 penye tulianza na the new since 2013 penye tulianza na the new dispensation hadi saa hizi 2026 is 13 years. Muuliza wewe county nani governor iba wewe kufanya nini? And is it stealing on your behalf? And if he's not stealing on your behalf, what is stealing on your behalf? And if he's not stealing on your behalf, what are you as a political party? How we engaging with political parties? And let us party. How we engaging with political parties? And let us put them to task. About easy issues tumeongelea. So that will be my parting shot. About easy issues tumeongelea. So that will be my parting shot.
Thank you, Felix. As you give out your
Educated person, what are you going
to give out your
educated person, what are you going to do in that party? Are you going to add into the corruption in that party? Are you going to add into the corruption in that party? Are you going to fight for good governance, gain for power? So to fight for good governance, gain for power. So I request young people to participate with the idea of the Kenya I want. And then maybe you can pardon your question.
what must
Who are not aware, they make them aware. You guys that attended this meeting, you have learned a lot. Go back to where you come from. Go and inform them everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go and inform them everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Joseph, as you conclude, equally respond to the same.
Thank you. Now, my closing remarks will be very institutions at the focus point. And even through political parties, they must do. While doing that, they must know, and we must know as young people, that nobody will start their own party, finance their own campaigns, while wewe unadandia to leader is doing something you have powers to influence. We should struggle as much as we are joining political parties and movements. We also need to have activities that we engage in. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much to our panelists, and thank you to every young person in this room participating through the Sarah House Facebook and YouTube channel. And thank you to everyone who posted questions using the hashtag to participate. Today we have had clearly young people in this country, good governance, and also they want working institution. But we have also had that the Kenya we want does not really arrive by just expressing ourselves, but it can arrive by organizing ourselves and also meaningfully participating in processes, engaging in the various political forums, being member of political parties. So that brings us to a conclusion that political parties really matter because they influence a lot of things. They influence who gets into the ballot. They influence different policies through their manifestos. And also they really influence budgets, and those particular budgets are the ones that are different counties. So the key message today is that we are not just complaining, we are not just watching, we are not just posting, but we are how the system works, and we can be able to shape the Kenya I want. So from Migori County, this has been the Kenya I want. We will see you in the next county Kenya I want dialogue. Thank you so much. next Kenya I Want live edition is going to be County tomorrow, so please join us tomorrow. Those will be participating online House on YouTube channel, and as you post your contribution and further have this conversation, remember to use the hashtag to participate, hashtag the Kenya we want, and also you can add extra hashtags, just a party, occupy parties. Thank you so much, and see you in Homa Bay County. Thank you.
Asanteni kabisa.